Hey folks, it's Home Brew Wednesday. Tonight we've got Northern Brewers Caribou Slobber Brown Ale 1 gallon homebrew recipe kit. It's an extract with some grains for coloring. So let me show you what we got. Comes with the instruction sheet, steeping grains in mesh bag. You can see here. Pound-and-a-half Northern Brewer Gold Malt Extract Syrup. Seven grams Willamette hops, 3.5 grams Willamette hops for a 45 and 15 minute edition. 7 grams, 3.5 grams Windsor Ale Brewer's Yeast. Bingo. Northern Brewer Fit Straps Carbonation Tabs. This is for bottling. Okay, so got all the ingredients set out here. So the next step that I am going to do is I'm going to take my 1 gallon fermentation jug, my hydrometer, stopper, airlock, thermometer, and I'm going to go ahead and sterilize these first. So I've got one of my 5 gallon buckets here. So I'll put some sanitizer in the 5 gallon, actually the first thing I'll probably do is I'll rinse everything with hot water. And then I'll put the water in here, I'll put the sanitizer in here, I'll put this stuff in here and just let it all soak in there. While that's soaking then, we're gonna go outside and boil the water and brew the beer. We'll go through the instructions, we'll take you out there. And after done brewing, we'll throw it in cold water in the kitchen sink, get the wort down to a temperature that we need for fermentation, and also all of that. So I'll sanitize next. Then I need to clean out my refrigerator and unplug it so that it starts to warm up so I can get to my 65-degree fermentation temperature. I built a temperature controller. This will be the test for that as well. So without further ado, cut this short. Sanitize, prep the fridge, head outside. Everything that deals with fermentation is now in the, or anything that deals with after the boiling to fermentation is now in my 5 gallon bucket of water and Star San mixture. Next step, clean out the refrigerator. Cleaned out the fridge, opened it up to warm it up. We have the temperature controller, which I built over the weekend. As you can see here, it's 15.4 degrees. We need to be at 18. So it's still too cold inside the refrigerator, so I'm gonna leave the door open. I've got my cold drinks out. And I'll put these in the big refrigerator in the kitchen. And so while this is warming up, we will go ahead and get our stuff prepped for brewing. Yeah, buddy. So continuing with our Home Brew Wednesday, I got the gas hooked up at the frying kit. Follow the instructions. I've already read through them once. Okay, like it says to do, and turn regularly control to off position. Off. Fully turn timer control knob clockwise. It's a 15-minute timer, safety. Okay. Fully open LP bottle valve. Okay. Light match, place it over burner. Press and hold push button of safety valve. Slowly turn on the regulator. Now how you gonna do both? Can't do both. Okay. We got fire. Burn still hold the push button for 10 seconds and release. 1000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So, the other thing it said to control the color of the flame. Don't want any yellow in there. Okay. Yeah, nice blue flame. Collect and heat 1 1/4 gallons of water in your kettle. Good drinking, any good drinking water will taste okay. Steep grains in the mesh bag. Just think of this as making tea with barley malt. Steep approximately for 10 minutes as the water heats. Then remove the grain and discard. This guy, 10 minutes. Now, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get a tong or something to pull it out. Yep. Leave the lid on so the water heats faster. It is 8:35. Okay, 8:37. So once we've done that, we need to bring the water to a boil. Bearing in mind, we got to keep turning that 15-minute timer knob so the flame doesn't go out on us too. I'm gonna get some tongs so I can get that grain bag out. All right, we're at 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes steeping time, and the water's getting close to boiling. That's not a good idea. Tongs got hot sitting on the handles. Not a good idea to leave them. Good idea to leave them on the handles. Trying to get all the goodness out of it, but hey. Okay. So next, bring liquid to a boil. Boil wort for 45 minutes with the following additions: malt extract syrup and first hop addition at the beginning of the boil. I'm going to go get the malt extract syrup. It's in a sink with hot water to make it more easy to pour out of the liquid or plastic bottle. All right, here's the syrup, fresh out of the sink. It turned off on me. Note to self: it's 10 to 9. Turn the knob again in 10 minutes. Jeez. All right, first hop addition will be 7 grams. So these two will be first. Now when I add this, I'm actually going to take the pot off the heat so we're not burning any of this as it's pouring in and I'm stirring it around. And once this is all stirred in and dissolved, I'll put it back on the heat, then we'll put the hops in. All right, we've got a boil. So, to avoid burning, some of this water. Back on, right? As soon as it boils again, our first hops addition goes in and our 45-minute boiling time officially starts. If you haven't smelled hops before and you ever get a chance, it's good because you can equate the hops to the flavoring and the aroma of the beer when you're drinking it, depending on how much is still with the beer when you drink it. So these are U.S. Williamettes. And I don't know about you guys, but I like the smell. If I had a choice, I'd do this on the weekend in the morning. Coming home after work and doing this, my lower back is killing me, but I need to get this done. I want you to boil right at 9 o'clock. That would be perfect. Because then at 9 o'clock, I'll turn the timer again, and then after that, every 10 minutes I'm going to turn the timer, so I'm 5 minutes grace period so the damn thing doesn't turn off. Oh, we've got a boil. We've got a nice rolling boil. In go the hops. Oh, you should see this. Oh, see how it's foaming up? So we'll stir it up. Oh, you can smell the hops. Alright folks, 9 o'clock on the dot. 9:45 the boil will be finished. A little behind schedule. Sun sets it before 9:30. Might have a problem with lighting. So I said at 9 o'clock I was also going to move this again. Well, next time I'll move it at 9:10. So 9:30, second hop addition. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll see you at 9:30. It wouldn't be a Home Brew Wednesday without having a beer in our hands. Cheers. I have to warm up my refrigerator so I can ferment the beer. I'm going to have it at about 65 degrees or 18 degrees Celsius. If I can get my temperature controller to work. So it seems to be, everything seems to be working except the refrigerator's not coming on. So that leads me to believe that maybe my wires aren't connected to the control box quite right. So I'm going to have to unplug it, open up the box, and check my connections again. Well, we did our 15-minute hop addition. Thought you were turned on, you're not. Dang it. Note to self. Turn the red light on for when I'm actually recording, because then I'll have a visual notice from the camera it's recording. Good point. Alright, so cheers ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. I'm going to make sure the sink is clear, so when this is done I can put it in the sink and cool it down closer to the fermentation temperature as quickly as I can. We're at the 45-minute mark. Hope I still got a gallon of beer left in here, jeez. So, we need to turn it off. Probably the easiest way. Open. Maybe close this. Close this. Closed. Closed. All right. Be careful here. We got our mitts, hot mitts. So, timer off. That'll also help. We'll check. Closed. Off. Alrighty. I don't need this to get in my way. So, we're taking the wort into the kitchen sink to cool it down. You'll join me in a second. As you can see, this is a little big for this space. So I'm going to run a little more water here. I got a couple ice packs I'm going to put in here, but initially I'm going to cool it down with just cold water. So the water's pretty cold. Oh yeah, see, it's already warming up that, already warmed that water up. So that means I should be able to put this on the floor for a second. I'll hold it for a second. Let the water drain, put some more cold water in here. I don't think I've got a gallon of water or a gallon of wort. And you can always add water to it, but there's a process where the water molecules are linking with the beer stuff and everything's linked together. So there's a taste difference if you're adding water to something that's already been chemically stabilized. You know what I mean? The other option is to put this in a bathtub full of cold water. But that means I need to move my sanitized stuff out of the bathtub. I think I'm going to do that. I think. The other option is to okay, the kettle's not hot anymore. I'm gonna back you guys up so you can see me. So I can touch the kettle, and the kettle's not hot. So what do I think do this? Yeah. The next thing I should do is get my thermometer. I can watch the temperature with my thermometer, which is with the sanitized stuff. The nice part about all this is I've done this about a half a dozen times. So for the most part, the process of doing this isn't foreign to me, and that makes it a lot easier. Your first couple of times you're like, oh my God, read the instructions, look at the instructions, look at the instructions, watch the video, look at the instructions, watch the video, look at the instructions, watch the video. Now, things aren't so foreign. Oops, still at 100 degrees. I'm going to use the thermometer to stir stuff around. Because in order for the heat exchange to take place, that means the hot wort has to hit the sides of the metal pan, which then exchanges with the water that's in the sink. Yeah, we're at just under 100 degrees. We need to get down to, if I can get it down to 70 degrees, perfect. Let me go get the instructions and it'll tell us the exact fermentation temperature. Don't go anywhere. Your Caribou Slobber will ferment happiest at a temperature of 60 to 75 degrees. So if I can get this down to 70, that'd be perfect. I've got in theory, I've got the temperature controller set for 65 or 18 degrees Celsius. I still have to take a closer look at that. It says sanitize the gear while the wort cools down, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing that. I did that earlier. Then we have to settle it, then we have to put this into the 1 gallon jug. So right now, really, we need to bring the temperature down. Oh, it looks like we're down to 80 degrees. We'll make sure, stir it up. Nope, more like 90. Okay, so I am going to place this on a paper towel. Now sanitization is everything. Wort is very sugary, starchy. If it's sticky stuff. So now is when your bacteria and stuff could get in there and then ruin your beer. But I haven't actually had that happen yet per se. So anyway, let me change the water first. I think the other nice thing about an extract kit, you don't get a lot of residue. So all I had in here were the hops and the grain bag, which we steeped. I'm not seeing a lot of residue. The only residue is really from the hops. That's not that much. And so when we pour this into the 1 gallon fermenter, then as the yeast is working on it, all that stuff will settle to the bottom of there anyway. Now fresh water like this, even if I got fresh water like this in there, it's not going to hurt. It's water that we're drinking. If it's going to hurt, there's a problem. When you're doing a 5 gallon batch, I'm actually taking sink water and you're pouring it in to fill up the full 5 gallons of beer. Okay, I'm going to throw the ice packs in here to help speed the process. 80, a little above 80. Not doing bad. So, I'm going to go get this stuff out of the sanitizer and get that ready, because that's the next step. We'll be putting this into my 1 gallon fermenter. We're getting there. Matter of fact, I should bring all that stuff out here. I'm going to go ahead and pause while we're doing that, save some battery life. Conflict of instructions. So, this guy says, add half the yeast packet. Use the sanitized scissors. Cut open the yeast pack. Pour half of it into the wort in the jug. You can discard the remainder or use it to bake beer bread. Just don't use it for beer. But the yeast packet itself says you should hydrate it first. I'm going to follow their instructions because it's a pain in the butt to hydrate it first, because I got to sanitize the container, put the water in there, put this in there, put that in there. No. What am I going to do? Hydrated. I'm going to hydrate it first. Only half the packet. If it doesn't hydrate, I can always pour the other half in instead. So, damn it. And I know I have a funnel that I can use. I'll sanitize this. How are you doing? Oh, about 72, 74 degrees. Looks like I'll have to take those ice packs out pretty soon. That's getting down to fermentation temperature easily. Okay. We got other things in here. Yes, we sanitize scissors. Airlock. I'm putting this up on a paper towel. It should be, in theory, should be okay. Okay. Now, if I want to hydrate that, yeah, that would be the easiest, because to pour that into the 1 gallon jug is going to be difficult at best. Unless we... No, I want to hydrate it. Oh, what kind of a container should I use? It says... Oh, take a watch off. Now, sanitize my hands. 104 ounces of water at blah blah temperature. Oh, screw that. Okay. Command decision. Following their directions. I'm not going to hydrate it. It's too late. Too late to do that now. I need to move forward. Check temperature again. $74. Pretty damn good. But that funnel will still come handy because I'm going to use a spigot on this into the funnel, into the jug. And I think I'll probably end up doing is put like the yeast into the funnel, so then the wort rinses the yeast into the 1 gallon jug. Yeah, something like that. I'm making it up as I go along. Now you can see the bubbles and stuff from the sanitizer. So this particular sanitizer, it's okay. You don't have to rinse it out completely. You can leave it in and pour your wort into your fermenter, not a problem. Same as when you're bottling. Oh, hydrometer. So the hydrometer, this is to test the alcohol percentage estimate of what we've brewed. Now it's going to be tough because I don't know if that's even a gallon. So if that's under a gallon and I end up adding water, that's going to change everything, and I'm not going to go back and forth. That's why 5 gallons is so much easier to work with. And that's why I'm making the video. Your battery's dying. Change batteries. We're back. Wort's at 70 degrees. Perfect. Now, I don't know if this operation is going to be perfect, but still thinking this is the best way. Yeah, you're seeing this live. Now, having air in your wort is actually a good thing for the yeast to get its good start. And because the faucet is actually above the bottom line, I don't have to worry about this stuff that's on the bottom. Will probably remain on the bottom. Wow, it's 10:20 already. We started this after dinner as best as we could, and it's already 10:20, so this is not a job to do after work. Everything takes time. And if you've been out of it for a while, it even takes more time. Oh, looks like we may have more than I thought, or not. I mean, we're going to have under a gallon. But that's okay. I'm experimenting. And actually, the reason I got the temperature controller, I want to make lagers, not ales. Oh, it's not being very cooperative. So you can see some of the gunk in there. That's from the hops. So I'm going to try and get what I can without any more gunk. Gunk's starting to come with it. We don't need the last few drops. No, sir. Next is the yeast. And then some water. Oh. Bring it up to your height so you can see it better. We'll get you closer. Next thing, before we handle the yeast, we've been handling the bucket. We'll put our hands in the sanitizer again. Oh, found a piece of the airlock. It's good to have. See, hands sanitized. They said half the yeast, so the scissors sanitized. Sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Oh, we didn't measure the... That's okay. No. Smells like yeast. So now, question is, can I get half in there without making a mess? We're going to try. Is that half? It's about. Oh, that's more than half. Okay. So, next step. Oops. Aerate the wort. Oh, I'm supposed to aerate the wort before the yeast. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So, here's how we do that. Because we're not at a gallon. Gallon's usually about up to here. So we'll add some fresh water. Yeast is kind of floating on top. I think my stoppers have gotten smaller. That's not a good thing. Or maybe that's because I don't have the thing in yet. Seal the fermenter. All right. How do we seal the fermenter? We have this. That's the problem. See, it wants to come out. So let's push it in further. Goes there. Then put this here. Then instead of using sanitized water, I use vodka. It's the cheapest vodka I could buy. This is a pretty good replacement for sanitizer. Oop, see, it's popping its way out. I don't like that. Oh, that's right. This needs to be dry. Oh, man. See what happens when you don't do this for a long time? It needs to be dry so it sticks to the glass. That's better. Because the fermentation is going to produce carbon dioxide and alcohol, which means it's going to percolate up. Cover it. So we got 2 lines here. Make sure your vodka is between those 2 lines. Move the fermenter to a dark, quiet spot until fermentation begins. See you back in my room. So you can see the fermenter shows, the thermometer shows it's around 72 degrees. We need between 60 and 75. The fridge is set at 18, which is 65. Right now it's at 17, so that means it's a little cooler than that. So maybe this thing's actually working. But anyway, oh, scheisse. First time trying it with the airlock, I have to take the shelf off. Now, mind you, I've got a cold beer in here. Maybe that's what's keeping it cool. I hope not. Other brewing projects. Well, hopefully 24 to 48 hours it'll start percolating. If it starts percolating, we know we're doing the right job. That's it for Home Brew Wednesday. Comment down below. Have you tried the Northern Brew
Caribou Slobber Dark Ale? Let me know. Push that thumbs up button and share this with your friends. Cheers.